right here at Wild Boys Brewery, Pecan. I hope everybody's having a good week. Really don't have too much going on this week. Just been enjoying my coconut IPA a little bit, and trying to get through some of this pumpkin beer I made. This is my Imperial Pumpkin Ale. It's a nice copper orange color. Got real good carbonation. It's been sitting on the gas for several weeks now. It'll pour about maybe a finger ahead, and then it just fades out completely almost, just a little bit around the edges. That's the appearance on it. Oh, and it's fairly clear. It's cleared up pretty good. And then the on the nose, get the vanilla, you get the rum, get the nut. The nut comes through almost like this. It's got toasted pecans in it, but the nose on it, it comes through almost like it's a slightly woody smell. If you didn't know any better, you'd think this thing had a little bit of oak chip in it, but it doesn't. And when you drink it, it doesn't come across like it smells. It comes across nutty, but it's more in the aftertaste. It's got sweet malt smell on it, picking up the rum, the little bit of the spices from the rum. I used 12 ounces of Captain Morgan in it, silver, so it wasn't the it was the clear rum, which doesn't have as much strength and flavor as the regular spiced rum. Nice sweetness from the vanilla beans coming through on it. I just basically took a couple of clone recipes that I'd found online. One of them was for Southern Tier's, or Pumpkin, that's it. And then another one for Pugsley's Smashed Pumpkin, I think was the name of it, the Shipyard. And I took the two malts from that and kind of combined them together. And basically, I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit more about the beer, and then I'll go over the recipe a little bit. Smells real nice. You need to let it sit and warm up just a tiny bit, and then the smell starts coming back on it. And you can regenerate the head by swirling it a little bit, and you can see it leaves pretty nice lacing. Got a shit ton of alcohol eggs on it. It actually wound up finishing out at 11.1% ABV, so it's definitely a sipper. You don't want to drink more than about one of them at a time. So go ahead and get into this thing and let you know what I think about it. It's very good. Comes across this nice sweet malt, and then you get the additions that I put into it. You get the vanilla beans. The nut kind of comes through a little bit, but as you drink it, I've noticed, because I've been drinking on a little bit already last few weeks. The more you drink it, you start getting that toasted pecan in the aftertaste. It doesn't come through so much in the front. It comes through more in the aftertaste. The body on it, if I hadn't put so much rum in it, it would have been a lot thicker. It's like on the high end of thin, low end of medium. I did put some oats in it, which helps out with the mouthfeel, giving it a more creamy texture than it would have if I hadn't put them in there. Now we'll go ahead and make note. You can't really taste the alcohol as far as like drinking it. You can tell it's in there because of the warming you get in your chest. Very slight alcohol taste. I mean, you can tell when you're drinking it, it's a big beer, but this thing's set for a year before I start drinking on it. I did 3 different fermentations on it. I did a primary, secondary, then I transferred it to a third, and just left it sitting for like 10 months in that third vessel. And then about probably let's see, on 9/18/13 I kegged it and started gassing it up. So it's been 2 months sitting in a keg. I mean, I really hadn't been drinking on it that much. I just been kind of letting it sit and mellow out a little bit in the keg and do its thing, and it's turned out to be a really nice beer. As far as the recipe goes on it, I'm just going to go over my notes here. It was originally a 1086 original gravity, and then it fermented down to 1028 when I transferred it to secondary, and then I transferred it over into the third vessel, and I don't even think I took a gravity reading then. I just let it sit from 10 28 12 until 9 18 13. Oh, good carbonation. And it finished out at a 1002 because it completely fermented down as much as it would, plus the addition of the rum. The base malt on it is 12 pounds of Canadian two-row, and then I did 5 pounds of pumpkin puree, which I put in the mash tun. 2 pounds of Weyermann's Light Munich, 6 Lovibond. 2 pounds of American wheat at a 2 Lovibond. 2 pounds of Mutton's Maris Otter. Actually, I think it was Bard. Was the not Mutton's? It was Bard's Maris Otter. 1 pound of flaked oats. 8 ounces of Belgian aromatic malt, which is a 19 Lovibond. It's got 4 ounces of honey malt in it. 4 ounces of carapils. 4 ounces of Karastan, which is a 35 crystal 35, basically what it equals out to be. So it was a total of 25 pounds and 4 ounces, counting the pumpkin. And then I did 3 Tahitian vanilla beans, 12 ounces. And what I did is I soaked those, I soaked my beans in the rum, and then wind up doing like 12 ounces of rum, 1 cup of toasted pecans, which I did the same way I did the coconut. I just did on my coconut IP. I toasted them in the skillet. Gets the oils nice and caramelized and brings the flavor out of them real good. And then after you do that, you put them in a bag and crush them up and put them in the mash tun with the pumpkin and everything else, and that extracts all the flavor out of it. Wind up having a total of 1 1/4 pumpkin pie spice, which it doesn't have that much pumpkin pie spice in it now where it's set for so long. A lot of that's faded out. You can kind of get a little bit of cinnamon on the nose, a little tiny bit of nutmeg. That's really pretty much about it. I don't like my pumpkin beers to be heavily spiced, so most people would probably like the spices to be a little more. You could always add a little more spice to it if you kegged it, when you keg it or bottle it, if you wanted to bring the spice flavor back up, because where it's set for a year, basically, the spices have completely mellowed out, and they're just really more in the middle to the background of the flavor. The hops on it were got a total of 3 ounces total in it, and then I used Y yeast 1272 American L2. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. It's a damn massive ass, big ass beer. I mean, it's like a pumpkin, Imperial pumpkin barley wine, whatever you want to call it. I'd call it more of an Imperial pumpkin beer. With the rum and everything, it tastes really good. If this is a commercial beer and I was grading it, I'd probably give it like a B plus or an A minus. There's room for improvement on it. I think if I redo this one again, what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to cut down on the amount of rum I put in it and try to get it to come in more closer to like 8.5 or 9% instead of 11.1. So it would help thicken the body up a little bit more, and I think it would make it a little bit more drinkable. It drinks like a winter warmer. I mean, it's just real nice and mellow. I mean, other than being not dark, it's a copper beer, light brown copper, whatever you want to call it. This is definitely a winter warmer. It's 19.3 IBUs, and it's just real nice and mellow. Real nice drinking beer. I'm going to bottle some of this up off the keg and send it to a couple people along with the coconut IPA. And because I got a couple people I owe some beer trades to, so I haven't forgot about you guys. I'm getting that together, and I'll go ahead and send it out to you. You're going to be getting some of the pumpkin IPA, so you guys can let me know what you think about that. And also the coconut, or the pumpkin, the Imperial Pumpkin Ale and the coconut IPA both. Other than that, the only other thing I got going on is I've got my Blackberry Blonde that I haven't really done anything with. I've been waiting on a keg to free up for that. And I've kind of almost decided I want to do like a chocolate Blackberry Blonde. So what I think I'm going to wind up doing with that is I'm going to get some cacao nibs, and age it on those for about a week. And then when I keg it, I'm also going to add like either 6 or 8 ounces of the creme de la cacao, I think it's like a chocolate liqueur, and I'm going to add that to it and make basically a chocolate Blackberry Blonde. And I'm going to give some of that away as Christmas presents this year, and it should be interesting to see how that turns out. But I'll keep you updated on that, and maybe do some videos on that next week, because I'm going to get the cocoa nibs and the chocolate liqueur, and then I'll show you what I'm doing with that, and then we'll go ahead and try to get that in the keg here for long. Want to shout out to all my new subs. Hadn't really said anything too much about it lately, but I've been steadily picking up some more subs here and there, and appreciate it, and I look forward to everybody's comments every week. And I always try to respond to everybody's comments. I pretty much make it a point to get on there at least one time a day and see if anybody's commented, and I always comment back on it. So if you're a new sub, go ahead and make some comments. Hey everybody, it's Brad here, Pecan C, Wild Boys Brewery. Got me a new toy. We're cooking, so excuse the timer. It's going to speed up my brew day. What I had originally been doing since I've been brewing is just using 2 brittle water pitchers to filter my water. And we went to Lowe's this afternoon to pick up some other things, and I went ahead and picked this up. A canister or household water pitcher. Basically, I had some tubing here at the house already, and one faucet. I already had a faucet adapter for my carboy jet washer, and then I picked up, and then I had another one of these that I wasn't using, and then I bought another one of these. So basically I just had to get 2 male NTP threads, because it's got stainless steel inserts that go on the housing. I think this is the same one that Jake CPU Unit's got. He got his a couple years ago. They've went up a little bit. Not counting the hosing, and only getting the 2 fittings, the housing, and then 2 filters, and then 1 spigot adapter barb. It was like 50-some bucks, so those things have kind of went up, but it's going to speed up my brew day, and we've already checked it out. Works good. Instead of filling up a little bit and then waiting, now I got nice clean water. Tasted it. Tastes just like it came out of one of these brittle water pitchers now. So that's going to speed my brew day up, so I'm pretty happy about that. And if you ain't got one of these and you're using these pitchers, and you got the extra money, go ahead and get you one of these, because it's going to save you a whole lot of time. That's pretty much going to wrap it up. So happy Homebrew Wednesday. Cheers.